As a lifelong fan of mythology of all sorts, I've always enjoyed titles that throw in some classic gods and monsters for a little spice. While typically these show up in the form of adversaries of some kind that you need to clash with or perhaps kill, Mythwrecked moves in the opposite direction. After becoming stranded on a strange island, you pretty quickly realize that you're in a very different sort of place inhabited by an unusual mix of characters. Yes, these may be the gods whose names you may recognize, but certainly not in these forms. Whether it's Hermes looking a little thick around the middle and just a bit ridiculous, or Hades feeling a little emo, the game's greatest strength is in reimagining the gods in much more human terms and forms. They're not so different from ordinary people, and it turns out they're generally in need of your help, whether it's going out on little quests or trying to find their memories that have gone missing. If you're really into the game's aesthetic, very chill vibes, and cheeky sense of humor, that may be enough to carry the experience. But if you're looking for a little more, it struggles a bit. Without that external conflict or more serious narrative drive, the constant crisscrossing of the island to find this or that can get to be a bit of a grind, and much of the time it isn't terribly clear what your efforts will yield as your intended goal. There are quite a number of potential endings you'll come to, depending on what choices you've made and your actions, but the game risks being so laid back that you lose your motivation. Regardless, the game absolutely has quite a bit of charm and simply does things its own way in general. If you're a mythology fan, you'll likely either really enjoy these reinventions or perhaps despise them, but I generally had a good time with it all since I enjoy a little creative reinvention now and again. I'd say on the whole, as a mythology fan, I found Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, to be more satisfying and consistently engaging, but if you're just looking for something different to unwind with and enjoy, this may be a good match. Overall, my final score for the game ended up being a 7.3. And if you're interested in picking it up, it's currently available on the Switch eShop for $24.99. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this review. And if you'd like more information or ideas of indie games worth checking out on Switch, be sure to click on the link provided in the description. Until next time.